Hello folks and welcome back to Medieval Total War. I am Constip and this is going to be part 40 of my early campaign where I'm playing as Egypt, and I am pretty sure that this is going to be my last episode of this campaign. It is the year 1434 and the campaign is going to be ending in the year 1453, so not much time left and I have accomplished all of my goals. This could actually be a very short episode if nothing else happens, because yes, I've accomplished my goals. Making a positive income, making 9,000 per turn, which feels pretty good. I am still dealing with some sporadic naval engagements here and there due to the Mongols putting some boats in the water, but I'm not too worried about that. You know, still making 9,000 per turn feels pretty good. And that has largely come from all of the disbanding of my navy. Well, still keeping a capable, strong navy, but disbanding a lot of those boats and then also disbanding my military. I have 4 standing armies, 3 of were my intentional standing armies, and then I had a 4th one up here just to monitor the building of my buildings in Armenia, which I had just recently conquered. So my only thing for this episode really is to, if I can get a last battle for this campaign, that would be cool. It's not necessary, but it would be kind of cool to get a last battle in. Even with 1 stack guarding Armenia and having, essentially 3 stacks kind of on the border of Armenia, led by the Mongols, I still have not been attacked. So what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to withdraw these units from Armenia and see if they want to attack, because this is kind of the thing that I've been playing with in this campaign, is this style of campaign that I'm looking forward to implementing more so in future campaigns. Obviously, this was kind of a trial. And even going back to my Danish campaign, I was kind of experimenting with certain aspects of this, but I've taken it further in this one, and I imagine I'll take it even further with my English campaign. Spoiler alert, that's going to be my next campaign. But yeah, I mean, obviously, I need to, that's the thing, it's hard to kind of get out of the early game is so important. It's so vital to be strong in the early game. And to be rich, to set up your trade and to have boats in every sea region. That's a meta that's hard for me to break. It really is. I'm going to try. I'm going to see what I can do, but I still, want to be successful as well. So we'll see how that works. But this is kind of the groundwork of what I've been, working on. Trying to impose some limits on myself. Again, not just to handicap myself, but to make things a bit easier and a bit more enjoyable. And I'm hoping that I can kind of make this, just because when you have so much, it makes these characters mean less when you just have so many of them, and it's kind of hard to keep track of them. A part of this is because it's a year per turn, so characters do die off over time when it comes to your leadership, especially. Your generals units do get replaced by just, other captains, so they keep all their stats in a sense, which again kind of takes you out of the role-playing aspect a little bit, but still, I think that overall it can be nice to sort of minimize it and maybe find more of a role for my family members, which I've really kind of kept insulated on all of my campaigns, just out of, again, kind of survival instincts. In this case, I have, 11 years before Prince Muhammad comes of age, so it's just my Sultan, he's 32, so he's plenty, he's young for sure, but just have to make sure he doesn't get assassinated. Oh my god, that would suck. Let's put this assassin here in Sinai, because I have assassins and spies protecting him on all sides, and of course I have a border fort here as well. I've never seen a faction leader get assassinated in this game. I mean, I've assassinated other faction leaders. I don't know if on camera I've done that, but I have done that in practice campaigns. But yeah, no, I've never seen it happen to me, luckily, so I don't know if that's something that the AI tries for. I think they do, because if they're going for it, I catch a lot of assassins and such, if they're going for it, if they're sending them my way. So it seems like that might be the case. It seems like they do sometimes target my faction leaders. So fingers crossed, this would be a really awful time to lose the Sultan. That'd suck. But yeah. The only other thing that I want to see if I can test out is the zeal, because the zeal did drop here in Arabia to 37%, and then everywhere else is like 0 because of that event that happened. And I'm curious, like, how much does that nerf a jihad? That's something that I kind of want to know, because it's not just the zeal lowering message for Egypt. Like, it's not just the Egypt that had that happen, you know. It seems like there's regional, you know, events that happen historically where the zeal's lowered, and it happens in game as well. And it's important to know these things. Yeah, like just looking at like zeal, 0% in Toulouse. You know, like I wonder if that has anything to do with the Albigensian crusade. You know, I don't know. I'm just kind of guessing. Yeah, zeal 5% here in Provence. Yeah, like zeal gets low for sure. So, and you know, with great expense, you can kind of work on it. Like having a million imams here in Arabia, I have 37%, which is great. Let me count the number, because it's a little less than a million. So that's like, what's the real deal here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 imams here in Arabia, and we have 37% zeal. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Like that's a big hit. So that it requires a bit of resources. Luckily, these guys cost 0 upkeep, so it's not, you know, like draining me in that sense. But I think they do take 2 turns to train, do they not? No, they only do take 1 turn. Is it the cardinals then for the Catholics? Or like the bishops for the Orthodox? Do they take 2 turns? I thought that, or is it the Grand Inquisitors? I know they take 2 turns. Something takes 2 turns. But luckily the imams don't, because I can only train them from my one province that has the Grand Mosque. So, well, actually, yeah, that's the same for all the Catholic and Orthodox factions, right? You can only train your tier 2 religious agent from one province, because you can only build one of your grand thingamabob, I think. So it's, yeah, definitely like is an investment, because that's time that could be, you know, used to train soldiers with that +3 morale that you're getting from these buildings. But again, like that kind of comes into play where, you know, if I have less troops, then yeah, maybe I can take that time to afford to go, okay, we're going imams, you know, we're just going to build a bunch of imams, and that way jihads can still be effective in the late game. Crusades, I don't know, like I would have to experiment with that. Obviously you can do it, you don't, oh yeah, that's right, you don't need the tier 2 religious agent, you can just get a bunch of inquisitors, right? Yeah, duh. Yeah, that's a whole different thing. So yeah, I guess it would be easier to keep zeal high with the Catholic factions, I guess, but I don't know, like crusades aren't that useful for border defense. You know, the fact that you can just spam jihads and just, you know, keep a bunch of basically like, you know, soldiers that aren't even like what's the word for being gathered? Oh man, I should like read. I actually was reading a book before I started recording, because I was like, maybe it'll help my vocabulary. summon soldiers or something like that. Yeah, there's like unsummoned basically. You know, they're in sleeping, they're in hiding, they're waiting to be summoned, and they aren't costing upkeep until the jihads are unleashed, and you can unleash all of them at once if you want. And that's a fantastic thing that, you know, the Muslims have in their back pocket. The crusades, like, I'm looking forward to playing more crusade factions, because I've only played Aragon so far that can crusade. The Danes cannot crusade, so I didn't get to experiment with that. And with Aragon, like that's one of my first campaigns in this game, so I was being very like, it's kind of by the book, I guess. I sent a couple out, one to Antioch, and then I think the other one to Constantinople. But then that one it succeeded at first, but then I eventually lost Constantinople. I had to take it back because I couldn't. I think the navies got cut off, and I just couldn't like get troops to there in time. So they eventually they held out. They fought some pretty crazy battles. But yeah, my experience with the Crusades with the Aragonese was pretty subdued, and I would like to spend more time with that to kind of see, you know, it's one thing, I understand sending Crusades as like Catholic factions is for the glorious achievements objectives. There's that in play. I understand that they, you know, make, just like jihads, they make those units inside of it not cost any upkeep while that Crusade is active, which Since the journey is longer for Crusaders, I guess that means something. But once that crusade, you know, achieves its objective, all of, you're paying, you know, upkeep for all of the soldiers you just had. That can be kind of a big hit. So, yeah, it's interesting. Using crusades to hoover up soldiers from neighboring territories can be kind of clutch. But I don't know. Like, it's weird because as Spain, I think that the preset crusade pathing is always going to take you through North Africa. I don't know if you're ever going to be able to. I don't know, maybe if you send it from Aragon, it'll let you send crusades through Europe. I'm trying to remember. I think that's what I did. Or did I just use my navies? I might have just used my navies when I was playing as Aragon. So you can see, like, as England and France, like the westernmost, you know, factions, if you wanted to send your crusades through, you know, other factions and maybe kind of hoover up their soldiers or disrupt their soldiers, because the AI will try to like move out of the way to not, you know, let you hoover up all of their men. So you're just kind of disrupting things by kind of moving through. So that's one thing, you know, maybe the Italian, but that's the thing. As soon as you get to like the Italian areas and like the German areas, there's not a lot of like, you know, Catholic factions that you're moving through. It's basically just like Hungary. And then you're getting to the Byzantines, and all of a sudden the game changes where, you know, you're losing men. You're not gaining men anymore. You're losing men. Every step you take through Byzantine Orthodox, you know, territory, you're losing men until you get to your objective, which can be pretty brutal. And yeah, it's an interesting application. You can only send one at a time. I'm trying to think, like, you know, the fact that the Muslims can use their jihads in self-defense, I'm just trying to imagine, like, what is there like another like really clutch application for crusades other than the glorious achievements? Like, is there another thing that they do that kind of is unique? It's don't get me wrong, like, you can, like, sending them through, you know, neighboring Catholic territory can be kind of, I don't know, niche, like kind of like a niche benefit. But it's always just like safer and faster to send them via your navies. I feel like. I mean, obviously you have to build up that naval path to that objective, but once you're set, like, it's kind of like why move it through the land route? It's gonna take longer. So I don't know. It's something that I'm thinking about, and I'd like to kind of play around with that and kind of see if I can find applications for that. Outside of sort of the usual thinking that it's just for GA objectives and that's it. You know, like, I know obviously having the Catholics, you know, you kind of run into issues fighting other Catholics because the Pope is going to warn you. So, you know, being able to justify a war against a excommunicated faction, like using crusade, I don't know. I don't know. There's some kind of niche applications there, I think, but I'm looking forward to playing around with it and seeing how that works out. I'm looking forward to playing as a European faction that also has a foothold on the Levant. That seems like a really cool idea, and actually building that up a bit and then holding against the Eastern factions and including the Horde when they show up. I think that's all going to be kind of cool, but yeah, anyway, for this, I'm looking forward also to like my next Muslim faction playthrough, because I want to do more with this. I want to do more with my my jihad playthrough, and I would like to know, you know, what does a 0% zeal jihad look like? You know, how pitiful is it? So that's gonna be, yeah, let's just kind of like keep going. You know, like I said, this could be a very short episode, or they might attack. Maybe they'll attack right now, and I can just get a fight in. I just need just one fight. That's okay. Oh shoot! Damn it! I forgot to. Yeah, I forgot to do that. Luckily, I did. Okay, luckily I won my fights. I lost this one. Okay, you lost my ship in the Black Sea. All right, the Byzantine emperor has died from an illness. The fact that they're still alive is insane. The Golden Horde are preparing to mobilize against the Almohads, and not me. And we have a son. Yes. Gentle Knight, +3 morale, -3 dread. Is that you? Nope, you're a good runner. Is it you? Yeah, Gentle Knight. Well, it's too bad you're Pavis Arbluster. But you know what? +3 morale for a Pavis Arbluster is still. That's the thing. Like, even if that's not a general, that's still a good trait for a unit to have. You know. Yeah, my goodness, there's like, they're still not attacking, you know? It's like, what's going on, guys? We're at war, right? We sure are. All right, well, let's figure this out. I messed up that, so let's go back there and get those boys. Jacques Coeur, the merchant, banker to many in royal circles, a master of the mint, and advisor to kings, has done much to improve trade in France. His wise counsel and clever schemes have increased the general wealth to the benefit of many, and the King of France's acumen is also increased. Interesting. That's kind of a cool one. I wonder to what extent it's been increased. Where are you? Where are you, French king? There you are. What? It's not that high. I mean, I've seen higher, you know. I've seen higher acumen than this. Huh, I wonder if that doesn't kick in till the next turn. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, we got that boat. Nice. His 2-star attacked my 1-star. And, yeah, we were able to win. Alright, a caravel was sunk. Okay, alright, so that's not my boat. That was a Danish boat that was sunk. And, yep, the Pope still wants Catholics crusading. It's me. I didn't do anything wrong, guys. And, yeah, the French going for Tripoli again. Alright, and let's see. Baymar's secret perversion. Not a big deal. And let's see here. You can go back to the Black Sea. You can head back to the Central Mediterranean. You can go back to Sea of Marmara, and then... Yeah, I like keeping, with this like new naval strategy, you know, having the booms back in my like core sea regions is kind of cool. I do like having like a spare dhow at any time. You know, like I have a spare dhow there. Just if anything like sinks in a storm, or if I forget to, you know, move it from an attack, or if it gets caught or something, then I can just like immediately patch up those lines instead of having to wait 3 turns to build a new dhow. So I like that. That's pretty smooth. Well, the French crusade is now on my border. It is here in Georgia, and yes, I reckon it will be attacking me in Armenia, right? And this garrison's not enough to hold it back. I will have to counterattack. I will be forced to do all the offensive here. So yes, this is my chance to actually test out the whole jihad thing. Now, as far as getting a battle in, I highly doubt it. There's 152 men in this French crusade. It just arrived. It's just... See, that's what I'm talking about. Like this thing, like where did it launch from? You know, it just got here. It was only launched a couple of turns ago, so... Was it launched from Volhynia? And it was given 0 time to like build up in strength, just going through Orthodox and then pagan territory. So like, yeah, it's you have to, you know, train up soldiers. Since you can only launch 1 crusade at a time, you actually have to train soldiers up to send to the crusade. You can't just defend on the crusade picking up enough guys on the way. Even, you know, if they're being launched from the way on the western side of the map, I don't think that's enough time to get a strong enough army to do much. So yeah, in any case, but this will give me a chance to test out the whole zeal thingy. So yes, come hither, the French. Bring it. Gosh, they're not going to fight me though. They're just going to like retreat, which is weird. The AI crusades can retreat. That's just so funky. Yep, the French crusade has invaded, and oh my god, I mean, I shouldn't fight this. I have 6 Hashishin, 1 Abyssinian guard, and then 1 organ gun. It's like the goofiest fucking army ever, but look at what I'm fighting against. You know, like, I don't think they can win this fight. Gosh. I have to fight this. I mean, just because. This is like the silliest, dumbest thing. We're gonna end this campaign on the silliest, dumbest thing that you'll ever see. This is just, yeah, let's go. What a thing of beauty, eh? while it is tempting to kind of deploy up here on this ridge, this forested ridge, you know, I kind of like this plain a little bit better. You know, these couple little houses here might break up the enemy formation. I can kind of just, so my general's going to be this Abyssinian guard, and I can just kind of post them up here as like bait, kind of, and then the organ gun kind of be like there-ish. I can adjust it a little bit, and then yeah, I can just kind of like have Hashishin, you know, they can hide out in the open. I just have to make sure that they're on fire, turn off fire at will, so they don't, you know, show themselves. But I can kind of like just put them out here out in the open, or maybe just like one in the forest, and then maybe like one or two up on this side as well. And they can just kind of collapse on in on the enemy flanks. I think that'd be kind of fun. How about this for a silly deployment? Yeah, I have my Hashishin scattered here and there. This side's a little bit limited just because I have the fence right there, so I can't go all the way up as far as I wanted to. But then having this kind of as like a sneaky little ambush in the middle, because this is probably going to be their path. Although, I mean, they could just, you know, I don't know where they're going to deploy. They could come from that direction, which kind of could screw up the job of these guys. But still, yeah, it's just to have some fun with this goofy ass little battle here. Where are they going to be at? They're going to be on this side. Well, they're out of vision. I'm tempted to move these guys back up the hill, but I don't. See, that's the thing. That's a problem with like concealment and like hiding units and I've had this problem in the past where I've put my concealed units too far away from the action, and they don't get there in time. So that always feels pretty rough. So I'm gonna, you know what? Let's try this and just see what happens. Like the enemy units are so small. Some of them are so damaged that like 12 Hashishin are going to be able to cut them up for sure. Oh my god, look at the scout. It's a one-man archer unit. Oh man. Should I send the Hashishin to go kill him? Oh yeah, they're going in this direction. They thought I was going to be up here on the ridge. Well, surprise, I am not. What do they have? So one handgunner, one arblaster. They do have an 87-man unit of order foot soldiers. That's going to be obviously the most dangerous unit. Well, no, I think they have like a 34-man unit of Knights Templar as well. So, okay, they got some meat. You know, a couple of their units do have some meat in them. But maybe I can get a good shot with my organ gun into that unit of order foot. Oh, have they spotted us? Looks like he is... Okay, I hear the battle music. I accidentally moved all of my Hashishin because I had all of them selected. I thought I only had the one guy selected. So, oops. But they got back concealed, so like they're back to being invisible. But I'm hearing the battle music. Yes, he's aiming, so that means he can see someone. But they all say they're concealed. That's so weird. Huh. Yeah, that would indicate that he's able to shoot at me. Let's see, so that's a big unit of Knights Templar. Yeah, I'd rather them go straight. See, it's funny because this army seems like they're not moving towards my Hashishin, but does it still say that he's aiming and firing? I don't know if that display is correct because I don't see any animations that indicate that he's reloading or firing or anything. Yeah. I'm not hearing any like archer shooting noises coming from him. So I think I'm in the clear. And yeah, honestly, look, that's a lot of meat right there. So, you know, those guys could run through my entire army. Abyssinians can put up a fight, but they're not like, you know, they're not uber soldiers, that's for gosh darn sure. Okay, the Order foot soldiers is kind of heading down the gap. They are backed up by 17 crossbows, which also is, you know, not nothing. I'm tempted to kind of let... So, like, this guy is going to be... He's still... Alright, I think I gotta send these guys in. Put them on engage at will. Send them in. And I kind of want to send down you as well. Oh, you're going to get charged. Oops. Yep, you're going to get charged. Let's send you guys back up here. And are you guys running? Let's see, we have 7 Hashishin. So 81 order foot soldiers. I can send in 24 more Hashishin there to kind of like chop them down. Can we get there in time? 5 Hashishin. And alright, we got guys into the combat here. And wow, my Hashishin actually did drag down 5 of them, and I still have 9 Hashishin left. Wow, okay, so they actually put in a decent little fight there. Let's get some shots in, actually. Because if we can draw the knights into the forest, that can be okay for us. And yeah, now our 3 units of Hashishin might chop down that, those order foot soldiers. So yeah, they find that, yeah, they were able to massacre that unit here. But honestly, dragging them into the forest, I'm not that mad at that. Might want to bring over some Abyssinians to help out in that fight. But yeah, like coming down here and getting a downhill charge into them. Now that they're in the forest. And then yeah, getting these guys up here. Not that spread out, come down here. And then 1 Hashishin, are you still running away? Yes, you are. Yeah, we killed the enemy general. Hashishin freaking murdered that guy. Holy smokes. Yeah, then how are we doing over here? Yeah, we just cut through them all. Yeah, the only problem is not having any cavalry in this army. So we just have this stupid little archer just taking pot shots at us now. Yeah, that's the one problem with this setup is for my garrison armies, I would if okay, you want to come back and fight? You want to rally and fight us? That's my Abyssinians to make sure that we chase this guy down. Let's see. Yeah, now that we're outside of the forest. Ooh. Yikes. Okay, I kind of didn't think he was going to rally so quickly. I should have thought of that. Yeah, because now that we're outside of the forest, he is cutting us down. But it looks like okay, we still pulled it off. All right, that's okay. And then up here, yeah, we're chasing down crossbows. We don't need. So we have 10 and we have 10. Yeah, one of you guys can just go after that archer. And yeah, that's I don't know, getting rid of these like scrambled units. See, we can't just let them come to us. That is the thing. We have 1 Hashishin that's like murdering these 6 order foot soldiers. That's awesome. So he's from the original unit. I wonder how much valor these Hashishin are gonna collect from this. This handgunner is not afraid. Oh, he was afraid. Okay, for a moment there, it looks like he was charging right at me. But yeah, he's decided against that. I think my guys are gonna catch him though. Even though they're very tired, they got their sabers out. They're looking pretty scary. Holy, wait, what? Oh yeah, they have artillery. That's right. Okay, that's right. Okay, yeah, this is a trebuchet right there. We better not get hit by that. And what's are people running away? What's happening? Why are people blowing their horns? You can definitely keep running them down. You don't need to stop at all. One by one, we are picking off these men. Oh, what's this? I feel like I've never seen that graphic before. Is that just a glitched out farmhouse, or is that how that actually looks? Kind of looks like it's meant to look that way. Yes, yeah, I feel like I've never seen that before. Well, we have cleaned up these guys, and yeah, that's it. That was a fun, silly little fight. And we just have to fast this forward until all of the French are off of the map. And yeah, I'm curious because that's kind of the thing with these small units is that they should gain valor fast. And yeah, look at that. So 3 valor gains, 6 men left in that unit. So the unit with only 1 left. Oh no, sorry. Let's see. Men lost. Men left. Okay, so yeah, men 11, so they gained 1 honor or valor. So 3 honor gained for them. This is the one man who's left, and he gained 3 honor or 3 valor, and then yeah, gained 2 valor for them. So that's the thing, like with Hashishin or the Battlefield Ninjas and Shogun, is that you know they can gain valor very quickly, and then combine these units, and you just get these uber units that are just insane in combat. Like they already did like fairly well, you know, for what it was, and yeah, imagine that like kind of holding down like a you know defensive structure, you know. So yep, raised a little bit of cash there. That's gonna be it for the French. Oh, actually no. Can they? Did any of them retreat? I'm not sure. Yeah, it looks like there's like 2 guys left. And Dawood Al Kamil. Yeah, that guy. The guy got first rank now for defending Armenia. Well, good for him. Yeah, good for him. And that's I mean, if the Mongols. Yep, there's 5 men left in this crusade. Yeah, four with the commander. It's always confusing, but yeah, if the Mongols don't, you know, see this as an opportunity to attack, then I don't know what is, you know. But if they attack, I will definitely retreat to the keep if that's what happens here. Let's go ahead and get. It's interesting. For some reason, I thought that when you get the curtain wall, it's not called this curtain wall. I think it's just called a stone wall. I thought that it changed the graphic on the map, but I guess not. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's going to take 12 turns to build the castle. Yeah, nope. No point. Those 5 men in that crusade are going for it again. Okay. Let's just auto-resolve this one. And we did lose 1 man, and we killed 4 of them, so and that's it. Yep, okay. Alright, yep. Cash received, 171. And he is now up to 2nd rank. Yay! And we have another son on the way. Yeah, awesome. So, just 1 man out of the general's unit, the Abyssinian Guard, got lost. Alright, that's... Can't retrain him up here in Armenia, can I? Didn't think so. Didn't freaking think so. Okay, we'll have to retrain that unit. Or not, I'm just going to merge it with that unit and get him set up, and I can bring up these Hashishin to reinforce that garrison. And that'll be good. Let's check in on the French king. I want to see if that acumen ever applied to him. It didn't. That's so weird. We saw the message that said that increased the acumen of the French king. So why is it not increased? Is he just that bad? It was like so far negative that he just got up to 0. Is that what happened? But yeah, with 1 influence, he's not doing too hot. I mean, luckily he's old, so he's gonna be dying soon. But I wonder if his heir is gonna be any better. We now have our 10 turn left warning for this campaign. Yes, 10 turns left. So there's a French loyalist rebellion here in Poland. Might be kicking the Mongols out. And yep, a little peasant rebellion against the Mongols here in Pereslavl. And I am the richest, huzzah. And yes, the French king has died, so that's probably good for them. Deep thinker, so +3 acumen, -3 piety for... So this guy has a lot of piety, actually. Is it you? Yeah, no loyalty. Wonder why, that's so weird. 0 loyalty for that unit. Because my influence is good, isn't it? Oh, it must have just had a wraparound bug. That must have just happened. Okay, yeah, that explains it. That's why. Okay, this is interesting. So the Golden Horde are now mobilizing and preparing for a major attack on me. So, all right, let's see it, guys. And an heir matures, perfect. Prince Muhammad, and we are safe. We are finally safe. Yes, he is my faction's only heir. So let's check him out. He's gonna be in Egypt, or where is he? He's gonna be here, right? There he is. 2 stars, 2 loyalty. Oh, darn it. 3 dread, 3 acumen, natural leader, +2 morale, +1 loyalty. and hard sums, +1 acumen. So it's a good foundation, but you know what? He's alive, he's breathing, that's all. That's all that really matters. So yeah, the Mongols going to be attacking. There's only one province that can be attacked, and that is Armenia. So bring it, guys. You have the same... Oh, they have 4 stacks. So they got 4 stacks up here. Yep, a lot of steppe heavy cav, and then yeah, fair bit of Mongol heavy cav. Some steppe cavalry. Got this this handgunner general. Holy shit, this guy. That's funny. This handgunner general, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stars. Holy shit. Field defense specialist, +3 command when defending. Oh, is he? Can it go higher than 10? Is it 10? 9, 10, 11, 12? It caps at 10, right? Jesus, that's crazy. Skilled last stand. He's a specialist in defending when outnumbered more than 2 to 1. So +1 command in this situation. Wow, damn, this guy's been in. He's seen some shit. He's probably been fighting like insane, like huge rebel stacks. That's probably what he's been fighting. So yeah, he's gonna be tough for sure. This force isn't as scary, not as much heavy cav in this army. Yeah, like light infantry, woodsmen, urban militia, Slav warriors, peasants, and yeah, naphtha throwers. Nothing too crazy there. And then this one's also pretty light. But it's these forces that are on the heavier side of things. And we've seen, you know, time and time again that, yeah, it doesn't just, you know, sometimes the heavy cav rush in this game is all it takes, which is historically true to this time period, right? Yeah. But I got some heavy armies here. You know, I got my Saracens, my Khwarezmians, my Pavis Arbalesters, and my Abyssinians as well. Like, that's a, you know, there's some teeth to that army. Pretty straightforward, just kind of smash kind of army. And yeah, I'm wondering if my like smash army can hold against the Mongols' smash army. That would be kind of interesting to see. Now another heir of mine has matured, Prince Aladil. So we can check him out in a moment here. So he has pride, so -2 command, and a -2 acumen, +3 valor. So yep, bad governor, bad leader, but a good fighter. And okay, natural leader helps out a little bit, +2 morale, +1 loyalty. That helps out a little bit. And yeah, at least he has 4 loyalty. You know, that's better than his older brother. And then 4 dread, yeah, 2 piety, 3 acumen, and 2 acumen. Okay. Well, I don't really have a job for you, so just hang out with Pops and your brother. And I forgot to check in that message. It usually tells you like when the faction is preparing to attack you, and I forgot to look at that. So, yeah, I mean, as long as it's in the next 7 years. So yeah, let's see what the Mongols want to do about this. Now a 3rd heir has matured, Prince Ali. And we can check him out right now. Secret Pride. All right, yes, -1 command, +3 valor, and then Killer Instinct, so +2 valor, +1 dread. So he has 5 valor. Hot damn, yeah, he'd be a beast in combat. 6 valor. Holy shit, dude. Plenty of loyalty. Wonderful. 2 command, lots of dread. Holy shit, dude. Yeah, 6 dread, 0 command, 1 piety. So yeah, he's not too much on the counting. He just likes counting the skulls of his victims. He doesn't like counting money. But he's super loyal. That's always good to see. But again, I don't know, like these Mongols, it's been a few turns. They have not attacked. You know, I have a very small garrison here in Lesser Armenia and still no attacks are forthcoming. So we got 3 turns left, folks. Are we going to see another battle against the Mongols, or is this going to be it for the campaign? I have plenty of points, 193 versus the 153 of the Italians, and they'll be gaining a handful. And then the Byzantines, well, I mean, they're not going to be gaining any points, but they are still here. They still freaking exist, 121 points. And yeah, that's just really impressive. Remember way back in the day when I captured these islands, because I was like, yep, when the Byzantines die, I don't want their reemergence to happen on one of these islands, so then they would get stuck. And I was thinking ahead, thinking, okay, yes, I'll get these islands so they won't get stuck. And then they just never died. It's like, wow, that's really impressive. Still, There's 3 turns. It's too soon to call it, but we will find out soon enough. Now, I think I do have to play through the turn of the year 1453 to end this campaign. So I just wanted to give you guys all a overlay of the map before we end this campaign. The Alma heads are still clinging on. Of course, this is a reemergence, but they are still here. They have lost Granada to the rebels, and most of the Iberian Peninsula is held by the Mongols. Good for them. And yeah, the Mongols are pushing up into France, but you know, the French have held on firmly enough. I mean, you know, the Burgundians are here. This is probably the most territory I've ever seen the Burgundians take. The Italians, they've hung on too, along with the Byzantines. This is the other faction that has hung on the entire time. The Germans, the poor Germans, have just been stuck in Switzerland ever since they got their reemergence. The papacy is here, but they are being pushed back by the Mongols on the Italian peninsula as well. And yep, the Mongols have Sicily. The Italians lost Corsica and Sardinia a while ago. The English have just been so passive, just kind of stuck here. Again, I think this is a reemergence. I can't quite remember. Danes, again, reemergence, but yep, they got Scandinavia. That's kind of where they are historically. So like that's kind of all the control they had at this time period historically, I'm pretty sure. When was Margaret? Was she like Margaret the Great or something? I can't remember when her rule was. Was it after this? It might have been after this. Can't remember when the Kalmar Union thing happened. Was it after this? I can't remember. Yeah, the Hungarians, I couldn't bring them back, unfortunately. Same with the Sicilians. I was not able to bring those 2 factions back at any one point. And the French are scattered out to the east, but the Mongols are pushing them back in this direction. Like lately, they have been pushing them back. The rebels have held Austria for a while, and the rebels have held Constantinople for a while. This has just been a blockade here. Look at all these Khwarezmians. It's nice. It's a nice mix of like Muslim units and traditionally Christian units. Like you got Khwarezmians, and then you got like the chivalric sergeants, and you got Hashishin and Napthas alongside, you know, like urban militia and feudal sergeants. Like it's kind of a funny thing we got going on here in Constantinople, and it's going to be held by rebels as we go into the end of the campaign, which is pretty fun. And yep, Rum, this is a Turkish reemergence, just gone rogue. Sultan died, and they have held it ever since. And up here, the Russians did make a late play for controlling the top part of the map, so there's that. They finally did something, so good for them. But Livonia, yeah, the rebellious Livonia, always hanging firm, very strong. Not this army in particular, but it tends to be a pretty tough region to hang on to. Polish have come back. I think this might be the second time they've come back, maybe. And yeah, the Byzantines, the indomitable Byzantines are just here. I mean, you can see kind of why. Like the cataphract generals are just really tough to take on. 40-man units of cataphracts are brutal, and they're all pretty decent generals as well. So you can see why they're kind of tough to take on, because outside of those cataphracts, like what else do they have? Not a whole lot. But yeah, I think it's gonna be. I think I have to end the year 1453, but yeah, I don't think I'm gonna edit anything else. I think I'm just gonna like talk you guys through the rest of this campaign, because yeah, we're getting down to it, and I am looking forward to playing the next one. It's something that I'm enjoying each campaign more and more in this game. Unrest in Portugal. Yep, that makes sense. that fits. Oh, we lost a boom here in the Gulf of Sidra. And Prince Al-Mustali has come of age. Materialist, so +1 acumen, and then natural leader, +2 morale, +1 loyalty. Wonderful. There's our homelands, so we did score 15 points for that, which is awesome. And yeah, Prince Al-Mustali, plenty of loyalty, and then 3 piety, 4 dread, 3 command, 2 acumen. Yep, not bad. Not bad. Sultan Asali III, 51 years old, so he will be seeing the end of this campaign. Saw the quiet section of this campaign, so that must be pretty nice for him. And I just want to look at this Portuguese rebellion. Urban militia, arbalesters, archers, pretty weak. Yeah, pretty weak. I'm sure these like 2 full strength, gold plated armored Mongol heavy cav can defeat that entire army. Maybe. I don't know, maybe. Let's just check my my navies to make sure that no one is going to hurt me. I think there was a French boat up here, wasn't there? Yeah, there was. Yep. Alright, let's try to... Is it one French boat, one command star? Let's bring my 2 Dows together. I got 4 commands. You would think that I could win that. You would think. Alright, let's bring these Bogolas down and let's attack this French boat. Let's show them who's boss. Hopefully it's me. Hopefully I'm the boss. Yeah, 1453. We are still ahead. Let's just double check that. That'd suck to be like, wait, what happened? I read everything wrong. Yep, 210 points versus 159 and 121. Yep, we have more buildings in Egypt than in any other province. So we've hung on to that objective. There's all our buildings. And we have all of our homeland provinces. Drop a save. End the turn. Call it good. Call it a campaign. Byzantines hang on. And we got the French. We got the French. He's down. And the year is 1453, and the time has come to assess the glory of your realm. Your glorious achievements outstrip those of all your rivals. Victory is yours. And he's holding a nice little umbrella there. Isn't that nice?
And so it came to pass that on the very banks of the Nile, where civilization itself had begun so many years before, a new civilization arose. Its rulers were mighty, and with Allah's blessing, their armies swept across the continents of Europe and Asia, carrying civilization and faith with them. And so it is today, that all men prostrate themselves towards Allah, facing Mecca, and rightly revere the verses of the Quran.
That part might be true. I had religious agents in every province for most of the campaign. So, yeah, everyone might indeed be Muslim by the end of this campaign. All right, yeah, that's it. Let's go. Let's roll credits. I think there's nothing else. There's no other narration. I always forget. No other narration. Roll credits, and that's it. That's for the campaign. Like I was saying before, I'm enjoying each campaign more and more as I play this game more. That has been my favorite campaign that I've played so far in this game. I'm feeling more free to be able to experiment with different ideas and different play styles, and I'm looking forward to furthering that even more so in my future campaigns. I'm very much looking forward to playing as England. I'm hoping that y'all are looking forward to watching that campaign, because that could be a fun one. I haven't really done, as I was saying before, I haven't really done like a proper Crusades faction yet. Like a real, kind of like, let's have a real presence in the Levant. So that could be fun. We'll also try to hang on to my European possessions as well. That can be kind of a neat little thing to play around with. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I just want to thank all of you for sticking around, you know? I know this campaign wasn't always the most captivating, but there seems to be, you know, a core group of y'all that are just really love this game, right? And y'all seem to be enjoying this, and yeah, if you are, you know, new to the channel, this is one of the newer campaigns that you've watched. I don't think that you really need to go back and watch my my Almohads and my Aragonese campaigns. Those are pretty rough. It's only going to get better from here, I think. And yeah, same like for the poor souls that have to kind of suffer through my new Rome campaigns that I'm playing right now. It's tough learning a new game, you know, like there's a lot of things that you're unsure of. But in this game, I'm feeling pretty sure of certain things, and I'm learning more and more each time. And a lot of that's due to the help from you folks. Yeah, it really helps me get up to speed a lot faster. And it makes the game fun. It's really fun to to kind of dig into some of these concepts and some of these mechanics and learn more from y'all. And yeah, I hope y'all are enjoying it. So I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much for watching. This has been Concept playing Medieval Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye.